Hello, freak bitches.
And I also have met a lot of rich people in my time, and they're miserable as hell.
There certainly can be. Chasing that.
Yeah, very isolated. And I know I could count on my hands the amount of really rich people I know who live happy lives, who seem like they know what to do with their money. And these people definitely are out there. You know, they have it all. They have happy marriages, happy kids, balanced kids. You know, they know when to have fun. They know how to work hard. You know, blah, 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 blah. But they're the exception to the rule.
Yeah, it's super rare. Well, the pursuit is such a strange pursuit because, you know, oftentimes when you're pursuing wealth at all costs. I mean, that is the ultimate goal is the score that you put on the board. I mean, that's the Gordon Gekko philosophy. Yeah. Greed is good, right? Or
greed will protect me. I mean, I understand it why people feel, and they're not always wrong either, where money can protect you from a lot of difficulties.
That's our president. I mean, our president is essentially the greed is good guy. I mean, that is who he is. I mean, that's what he's done. I mean, he has pursued wealth at all costs.
But he was also born into wealth.
A little bit, yeah. And then,
I don't think it was a little bit. I think it was a substantial amount of money he inherited.
Well, he was given $2 million to start his business, his first business.
Yeah, that's
he talks about it as a small loan of $2 million. Small loan of $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly has inherited quite a bit of it. No doubt about it. But my point is that his philosophy and like what he's always pursued is extravagance. Like the big gold letters on the side of the skyscrapers. That's his thing.
Yeah.
And it's in a lot of ways it's a dangerous ideology for a country to aspire to.
Well, because everybody can't. It's not
possible.
Can't attain that. So what are you then saying to people who have that, who will never have that? That's kind of what leaves me in great dismay. I understand the pursuit of money and economic well-being, but I feel like, what do we then say to the people that don't have that and never will have that?
Right.
There has to be something else other than the worshipping of money.
Yeah, it's a hollow pursuit. It's a pursuit that's like, it's not examined closely enough for its hollowness, if that's a word. I was having a conversation once with this friend of mine who is he's a pretty radical black guy. He's a pretty radical African American and just very proud of African American heritage. And he went on this thing about how black people used to be kings. He's like, we were kings. Do you understand that? I go, stop. I go, everybody can't be a king, because if you have a bunch of kings. Like, to be a king is to be a dictator, okay? That means you're dominating people who aren't kings. That's not a proud thing. Like, you got to stop saying that. Like, you're saying it's the wrong thought process, but it's the thought process is he hadn't examined it. Like, in his idea is like, at one point in time, we were Africans, we were kings, we were on top, and then, you know, slavery and all this other stuff. So his thought process was kind of convoluted. And by saying we were kings, I was like, you don't want to be a fucking king, man. Like, nobody should be a fucking king. Should be 0 kings. And you definitely don't want to see we were kings, like, we can be kings again. Like, don't be a king.
Yeah, I don't want to be king. I don't want to be a queen.
Well, it's a big thing with fighters. Like, some fighters call themselves king this or king that. They like, it's a part of their name, you know? It's a weird, and it's only African-American guys. I don't know any white guys that call themselves king.
Oh, come on.
I don't.
Oh, please.
Fighters? White fighters?
Oh, yeah, you would know about that world way more than me.
King Bobby Green, King Mo. I know like 5 or 6.
But
Kevin
I guess
Casey.
Sometimes when you feel that you're at a disadvantage in a society, you know, words are powerful, and they can. The words we tell ourselves are really powerful, and perhaps you can manifest a power that you need sometimes. We all need it sometimes. I know I need it myself. You know, where, you know, you think to yourself, okay, you need to remember what you have done, what you've accomplished, who you are, who your mother is, you know. I think that there's a lot to be said, I guess, for the casual use of certain words. But you're right. I mean, as we continue to use these words, we have to examine their meaning.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the case. I think that the wealth at all costs is a foolish pursuit that people look at when they don't have the wealth. I mean, that's when it becomes an attractive thing. Is the idea that, you know, you just got to get that paper.
Or when you've got the wealth. I think the greediest people are the people who have got shitloads of money. That's why we see a lot of these people with money wanting to have their taxes cut rather than inject some taxes into the community. I mean, I'd much rather live in a more pleasant community than sit in my golden tower by myself with like riots going on the street. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like if you make everybody happier,
Yes.
you can still be rich, but you're going to have a nicer garden to walk out into.
That's a very good attitude. It's a very good attitude. I think it's a weird game that people play where it becomes just about getting those points up on the board. And the numbers become meaningless. Like you don't think, I have $30 million. I can't spend this. This is, if I live a normal life, I'm good. They don't think that.
No,
they think, I need $50 million. I need an island.
Well, there's
I
that
want a
question,
jet.
how much is enough, babe?
Yeah.
You know, how much is enough? And of course, the more you accumulate, the more your expenses are and the more you want. So it just goes on and on and on and on.
There's an amazing Radiolab podcast that's out now about Bernie Madoff.
Oh, there's a show coming up too, right?
Yeah,
I'm dying
Robert
to
De
see
Niro
that.
is playing
with
Bernie
Michelle
Madoff.
Pfeiffer.
Yes. She's still hot as fuck.
She's so hot.
She's got to be 80, 90 years old now. Right?
She is still so beautiful.
She's so hot. It's crazy.
Underutilized actress. I'm looking forward to
Is
that.
she?
But sorry, I interrupted. Carry on.
No worries. But it's just the interview him, and you get to hear him talk, and the reporter called him in jail, and it's a really fascinating way they have to communicate because they're only allowed to communicate for 15 minutes, and then the phone is disconnected, and then they have to wait 15 minutes before they can reconnect. Whoa. So he's doing this, that's just the rules of the prison. So they're doing he's in there forever. He's never getting out of that fucking cage. Good. Yeah. But it's fascinating when you hear him. He has zero empathy. I mean, none. It's weird. It's weird hearing him talk about these people that he ripped off and finding these like, oh, they're fine. These people, they had money. It's like, they're not, it's no big deal. Like you're listening to the way this guy is sort of rationalized, but he is essentially the poster boy for that greed at all costs because he was running a Ponzi scheme. He was stealing money from people.
Yeah.